Greetings, boys and girls. We are on page 27 of the Unit 9 area packet, and we're going to be talking about the review sheet / review packet. And so we're going to be talking about the area of parallelograms, triangles, trapezoids, also perimeter a little bit. Okay, here we go. It says an artist is using tiles in the shape of a parallelogram to make a mosaic. The tiles have the dimensions shown. What is the area of one tile? If we're finding area of a parallelogram, that's the formula. Area equals base times height. Okay, and then we have to figure out what's our base. Looks like our base is 10 right here. Base is 10. Height is 5. 10 times 5 would be 50. Remember our units, inches squared. So I'm going with choice D. All right, let's check out the next one. Now this one's a little, has to be done in a sort of a unique way. So make sure you're careful about how you set this one up and solve it. It says, what is the height of a parallelogram with base 7 meters and an area of 84 meters? So we're going to start with that famous parallelogram formula, area equals base times height. But we know the area. So instead of A, we're going to put 84. Do we know the base? Yes, we do know the base. The base is 7, but we don't know the height. So we're going to leave the height as an H. And what we'll do is we'll put a wall. How do we get rid of times 7? We're going to divide by 7 on both sides. What happens to the 7s? The 7s cancel out. We get H would be 12 meters. Wouldn't be meters squared. It's not area. The answer choices also give you a hint for that, what the label would be. So that's a test-taking tip there. Whatever the labels are for the answers, it's probably the label that you're going to put for your answer when you show your work. All right, here we go. What is the area of a triangle? Well, triangle formula is different from parallelogram. Triangle formula is area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals would be 4 times 3. 4 is the base, 3 is the height divided by 2. Now, you can simplify if you want. I like to simplify because it'll make it a little simpler and easier for me to do. So I'm going to do it. 2 would become 1. 4 becomes 2. 2 times 3 would be 6. 6 divided by 1 is just 6 inches squared. And that's going to be choice C. All right, this next one takes a little bit of setting up, but it's not really that tough. What I like to do is I like to label my parts, my pieces. So we have parallelogram A in the middle, which is a hole, which is missing. Then we got parallelogram B on the outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of parallelogram A and the area of rectangle B. And we'll talk about what we're going to do with them at the end. So we're going to use the same formula for both, base times height. The base of A is 7, the height is 2. What's 7 times 2? It's 14 centimeters squared. And then we have rectangle B. So rectangle B is base of 15 times 6, which would be, I believe, 80. Be 90. 90 centimeters squared. So this is a hole, remember. This is being taken out of the area. So we just wanted the shaded part. So what we're going to do is take B, which is 90, and we're going to subtract A, because A, again, is a hole being taken out. So we're subtracting that. We might have to regroup here. Again, you'll have a calculator during the test, but it'd be a good idea to show this work a little bit. I don't have a calculator presently, so that's why I'm doing it like this. So there's the answer right there. It's 76. So you can see here some of the answer choices might be there to throw you off. 90's there, 14's there, but 76 is the correct answer from subtracting. Uh-oh, we got a trapezoid. Base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. Key thing, remember base 1, base 2 go in the parentheses. You need those parentheses there to remind yourself that you have to do that first. Might be a good idea to label these. Base 1, base 2, here's the height. All right, so we got base 1 is 5 plus base 2 is 8 times the height, which is 6, divided by 2. All right. At this point, parentheses tell us to do that first. 5 plus 8 is 13 times 6 divided by 2. We can simplify the 2 and the 6. 2 becomes 1, 6 becomes 3. You don't have to simplify, but it'll make it a whole lot easier. 13 times 3 was 39 centimeters squared, which is choice B. So far, so good on page 27. Let's check out page 28. Here we go. Now, there's not one like this on the test, this top one here, but let's talk about it anyway. It says, which of the following is not a characteristic of the figure with vertices or corners at coordinates? And they give you the coordinates. Now, this one, so this is actually what you would do is if you did the bumps, you'd be able to find the perimeter. But the perimeter of this, or each side length is 1. So actually none of these answers work, because what you would make here is like a square with side lengths 1, like that, when you did the bumps. So this has 4 right angles, so we're looking for the one that's not the characteristic. It has 4 right angles, it has equal side lengths, it has 2 sets of parallel lines, and it does have 4 vertices. So that's why this question kind of stinks, because there is no right answer, because all of them are true, because it is a square. So for example, like if we made that, instead of 1, 1, if we made it like 1, 4, and this 2, 4 at the end, that would be a rectangle. But since they're all 1 unit in length, that's a square. And so we're just going to kind of move beyond that question and forget about it for now. It says a package of sticky notes is in the shape of a parallelogram. Nice. The dimensions of one sticky note are shown. What is the area of one sticky note? Well, this is a parallelogram, so we're going to use the parallelogram formula, which is area equals base times height. The only difference here is that these numbers are decimals, but everything else is the same. 13.5 times 9 2/10. Now, despite being a pretty good multiplying person, I don't know if I can do that one in my head. I could probably get pretty close. It's going to be around 127 probably. Let's see. 5. I guess I could have looked at the choices to see where it would be. So when I multiplied with the calculator, I got 124.2 centimeters squared. And then so even though I'm using a calculator here, I still have to show this work. So that's the minimum of what I have to show. I don't have to show this multiplication off to the side, but you still want to show all that formula stuff. So that's going to be B. We've done one like this already on page 27. We're going to do one again. Now, this is very similar to one we did on 27. The only difference is that there's decimals. All right, let's try this one here. This is a parallelogram. So again, we're starting with the parallelogram formula, but we actually know the height. We do know the height. We actually know the area. So it's going to change how this one's done a little bit. So the area is 65 7/10. So I'm going to jot that down, 65 7/10. And that equals, the base is B, and the height, I'll put that in parentheses. Well, I'll leave it as a dot. Is 7 3/10. So at this point, wall, because we already know the area, we need to get rid of whatever's hanging around the B, and that's the 7.3. So we're going to divide both sides by 7.3. Same as the one on the front. There's just decimals here. Cross it out. And then 65 7/10 divided by 7 3/10 is 9. 9 meters. Not squared, because remember, this is not area. This is a base. So that's going to be choice H. Choice H. Okay. Let's look at this. Oh, this one's nice. I like this one. The blueprints for a new garden are shown. Here they are. Each grid square in the blueprint has a length of 10 feet. What is the total distance in feet around the garden? So we're not talking about the area. We're talking about the perimeter. This is a perimeter question. Distance around. So first we have to figure out what are the side lengths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to number these side lengths. This side is 4. This side, 2. This side also 2. This side is 4. This side appears to be 6. And then this side, of course, can't forget this side, is also 6. Let's add them up. So we have 6 sides. 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. I'm going to make sure I have all the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got them all. So I'm going to add them up now. That's a 10. That's 4. So 14. That's another 10. That's 24 feet. However, or 24 units, I should say. That's 24 units. However, in the question, it says right here, each grid square has a length of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So once we have all the units, what we could do to find the total perimeter is multiply that by 10 to get 240 feet. Not squared, because we're talking about perimeter, not area. And that's going to be choice I. Choice I. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let's go last page, page 29. Got 3 questions left. Save the best for last, I guess. Oh, yes. Speaking of the best, we got the bumps. So we're finding the perimeter of a rectangle, and all we're given is the coordinates, no picture, so we're going to use those little bumps. We'll start off the bumps by writing down the name of the rectangle. It has a classic name, A, B, C, D. And then we're going to do some bumps. A to B, 1 bump. B to C, 2 bumps. C to D, 3 bumps. Mega bump. Okay, mega bump. So we got AB. That's one of them. BC. There's another. CD and DA. I'm getting those from the bumps. Bump 1, bump 2, bump 3, bump 4. Then what you do is you take the points, you write them underneath. A is 1, 2. B is 1, 7. Oh, B again is 1, 7. C is 4, 7. C again is 4, 7. D is 4, 2. D again is 4, 2. And A is 1, 2. And this is some of our favorite part where we cross out the numbers that are the same. We eliminate those because there's no distance between them. And then we get some numbers here. So now we have 2 and 7. We're going to find the distance between that. We're going to subtract because they're in the same quadrant. 7 minus 2, 5. 4 minus 1, 3. 7 minus 2, 5. I'm feeling good because I'm seeing that pattern there that you're going to get with a rectangle. 4 minus 1 is 3. We're going to add those up. These side lengths, we're going to add those little stinkers up, and we get, that's 8 and 8, which is 16. Booyah. 16 units, because there's no units given. So that's going to be choice D. A lovely choice. A lovely choice. Okay, now, last 2. Here we go. Composite figure. We do not have one formula for this, so we're going to have to break this down. Now, there's a couple different ways of breaking it down. Let me show you the bad way first, and I'll show you the good way, or the easier way. It's not bad, I guess. It just makes it harder on you. If you divided it up like this, that's going to make it harder for you because then you have to find that height there because they don't give you the height. Now, it's not that hard to find, but you could have to find it. But then you're going to have to also find the base here because the base is no longer 12 because you've cut a little piece off of it. So my suggestion to you is to try to break this shape down where you don't have to find any missing dimensions. And that would be right here. You have 2 rectangles now. You have A and you got B. Okay? These are both rectangles, so we're going to use the parallelogram formula for both. We have tiny rectangle A. we have much larger rectangle B. But again, we're finding it the same way, both parallelograms. A equals base times height. A equals base times height. What's the base? Base is 12, height is 3. And that's going to be what? 36 feet squared. And then B, we got to, oh no, I screwed that up. My bad. All right, I just got to erase a little bit. I only have to erase 2 numbers there. So A is actually 1, base of 3, height of 1. And the area is 3. My bad. I jumped the gun. I was too excited to do rectangle B. So 3 is the base, 1 is the height. B, 12 is the base, 3 is the height. That's when we're going to get that 36. So I just messed up the different names. My apologies. All right. What do we do with this? Now we're going to add them together because these, it's not like the one on page 27 where there was a hole. This is not a hole. These are just 2 separate rectangles that were put together to make one. So we're going to add them, add the areas to get the total area feet squared. And that is choice F. Choice F. Last but not least, this is my personal favorite, perhaps, because it's a double swoop. You get to do 2 swoops. So we're going to find the area of this is a parallelogram. So we're going to do area equals base times height. Okay, double swoop. So we're going to swoop the 9 1/2 to make it a improper fraction. Multiply the bottom, add the top. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19 halves. Then we're going to swoop the bottom. Swoop, there it is. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16 thirds. Nice. So area equals, well, what's the base? Base is 19 halves. And what's the height? 16 thirds. Can we simplify? You bet. We can simplify the 2 and the 16. 2 becomes a 1. 16 becomes an 8. So area equals, we'll multiply the 19 times 8. It'll be 152 over 3. Okay. Now, if you're unsure of how to do this, what you could do is top in the box. We'll put 152 in the box, divide by 3. 3 goes into 1, 0 times. 3 goes into 15, 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. You get 0, bring down the 2. 3 goes into 2 0 times. 0 times 3 is, 3, 0, I mean. Bring down the 2. So with this, you actually want the remainder. 50 remainder 2. So that means 3 goes into 152 exactly 50 times, which is kind of one of the choices here, 50. And then you have a remainder of 2. You have 2 left over out of 3. That's going to be yards squared. So when in doubt, top in the box will help you. 152 divided by 3. You can kind of do that on a calculator, but you're going to get a decimal. So just make sure your answer, though, at the end is in a fraction. And this can kind of help you see what the fractions could possibly be. Okay, that is the end of the review packet. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, have a great day. Please like and subscribe if you appreciated this review packet video. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.